Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of The Truth Is. For those of you who don't know me, and for those of you who do know me, my name is Peyton 3.0, the EDM vocal sorcerer, king and queen of the Milky Way galaxy, and electronic dance music. Even though, of course, today in this particular series is not about electronic dance music. My song will be playing in the background. So even though this series has nothing to do with electronic music, I always find a way to tie it in to my main brand and focus. For those of you who are new, this is a one-off series entitled The Truth Is, where I like to get my thoughts out about the truths that lie among us out here in this crazy world, in this crazy economy. So if you like what you hear today, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. Now, today's episode is called Why You Shouldn't Be Delusional About Saving for an Apartment. Okay? This is The Truth Is. Take it away. All right. Welcome back to The Truth Is. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe if you like this episode. Now, I want to get into some hard-hitting truth right now, from my perspective, what I know, what I study, and what I am currently living, like thousands of Americans and economies that mirror us right now, with how the inflation is getting out of hand, such as places like the UK. So, here in America, and for those of you who are watching from countries that are just like it, the inflation is going through the roof. So you have honest, hardworking, 9-to-5 people working their jobs, working 2 jobs, heck, working 3 jobs, 12 to 8, 8 to 1. 5 to 12, whatever. Working them jobs, honey. And they're sitting here trying to save up for this apartment, putting money away, hoping and praying that they can have enough money to get an apartment. Well, the thing is if you have a number in your mind based off of what the apartment will cost you at the time you looking at apartment prices in a particular city or area that you live in, I'm afraid that's the incorrect way to do it, because by the time you're ready to go ahead and get that apartment, it's already raised itself up $5,000 or something crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? Even if like you looked at the number when you knew that you felt like you had the feeling that you was ready to move. But unfortunately, you go there, and let's say you take your money and you knew you had enough for everything. The first and last month rent, security deposit, all that. Good ducks were lined up in a row. Credit score was great. Pay stubs in order. Bank account statements in order. You knew you was ready. But then you go there and somehow the price is raised $1,500 in one day, in one night. And you're just like, how can that be possible? Well, my friend, based on the current laws that govern a particular city or neighborhood, if it's available, they can get away with it because they know that somebody out there is going to pay it, or at least that's what they hope. Somebody out there is going to pay it. And if it ain't you, next. Next. And these are the harsh, cold realities that if you're not somebody who is financially savvy, no matter what level of income that you make, if you're not financially literate and you're not literate to the current state of where your country is, where your state is, where your city is, or if you don't live in the United States, if you do not live in the United States, but you have a country that mirrors the United States, then I'm afraid you're playing a delusional fool's game. And like I've been saying before, delusion does work, but delusion only works in certain areas of life. And unfortunately, this is not one of them. You literally have to stay up to date or you'll be left behind. And that definitely means about where inflation is currently headed to. Especially when you're talking about housing, houses and apartments. Particularly in America. And places like it. Shout out UK. It's like literally the lights being on upstairs. I'm talking about your mind. I'm talking about the brain. It's like lights being on. But what's the quality of the light? Does it need changing? Does it need updating? What is the light? What is it? What does it need? Is it bright enough? Is it sharp enough? Because to live in this world today, you're going to have to be constantly updating your lexicon. And lexicon I'm talking about is your brain. So when you're going to go ahead and search for these apartments, you have to search for them in the way that the economy is actually moving. So there could be no more excuses with all these free resources online, like here on YouTube, where you can find out about financial literacy and the state of our country and countries like it easily without paying a dime. Unless you're somebody foolishly paying for premium, that's on you. Okay? You let them gaslight you and take your money. But you ain't talking to a fool here. Okay? You ain't talking to a fool here, so miss me with that. Oh, cool. Anyway, you literally may have to stay at mom and dad's or grandparents' house or the roommate situation longer, much longer than you anticipated. And that's the honest to God ugly truth. Because let's say that let's say you do get the apartment, but you're not necessarily doing better for yourself. You're still at the same job, maybe in the same position, and they still paying you the same crap they paid you 2 years ago. Maybe you got a few cents raise. Wow. They swindled you. But that's what these companies do. They'll do whatever they can if they can get away with it and make profits for themselves and their family while paying you as little as possible, or while raising your minimum wage up as little as possible so that it's insignificant versus the inflation that's currently happening, or the hyperinflation that none of us has ever seen before. So let's say you get into the apartment and all of a sudden, the next lease, because your lease is supposed to be up for the year, she decides, the person in charge of the apartment at that moment decides, the property manager, whoever, decides they want to raise up the rent $1,000. Is that going to break the bank for you? I can tell you, for most people, it will. They're not prepared for that. And because you may not know how to really play this game effectively so that you can get a higher pay, you're literally SOL. So you might end up having to go ahead and move out the apartment and move back to your parents or your grandparents, or a roommate situation again anyway. So all this to say, don't be delusional about moving into an apartment or being so desperate, unfortunately, to live alone and independent, right? That you screw yourself over even worse, and you end up back in those situations anyway. And honestly, I don't know what to tell you if you only have a 9-to-5 job that pays you as low as they can pay you. That pays you $15 an hour, $9 an hour, $7.50, $19 an hour. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And yes, you could be working 2-3 jobs, and maybe that's good enough if you're single and childless, or if you're coupled up, married, unmarried, and you're childless. Okay, that can work. Could work. But that's not the case for a lot of people out there. It's not the case. So all this to say, excuse me, that came from nowhere, and it was rough. Anyway, all this to say, be realistic about the numbers and where they're headed. And if you ain't the best at math, guess what? You won't have to bootstrap it up and find out a way to get good enough at it. If you ain't good with the numbers, you have to find a way to bootstrap up and get good enough, somewhat good enough at the numbers that it can move you actually into a realistic direction. And then you hoping that you can save enough money for an apartment. And how much time are you giving yourself? 1 year, 2 years? Think about that. Think about that. How much time are you even giving yourself? because it may have to be, if you think it's, if you have a time schedule or whatever, a time deadline, you may need to make that deadline longer. Yeah. This has been Peyton 3.0, the EDM vocal sorcerer. Please go ahead and make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, share with your friends, and share with me below your situation and how you plan on effectively being able to get into, but not just get into, maintain an apartment, and for how long do you plan on being there? What troubles are you having? Let's have a discussion. For those of you who are not into electronic dance music, I want to thank you so much for being here. You may now exit. For those of you who are into electronic music, EDM, stay right here. Go ahead and follow all the social medias. But where I really want you to direct your attention to is the website, Peyton30.com. The reason why is because I really want you to get on the email list for those of you who qualify, which means you must be into EDM, dubstep, drum and bass, one of those. Get on the email list. On the website is a button on the front screen. You go ahead and hit the button, get you onto a landing page. Hit the button at the bottom of the landing. I talk too fast. Hit the button at the bottom of the landing page, and it asks you to put your phone number and email in. You can just put your email in if you don't want to put the phone number. I get it, right? But if you want to put your phone number in, it's available. No pressure. And as a gift from me to you, you get 3 free unreleased EDM bangers. 3 free unreleased EDM bangers from me. Thank you so much. This has been Peyton 3.0, and I'll see you on the next episode. Watch more episodes here at the end, or check out my music video. Yes. Thank you. Have a great day.